Breakfast of champions, the best part of waking up, and the incredible edible egg. Why is breakfast so important? And what is the best thing that you can eat for breakfast? What if I'm not hungry in the morning? Well, these are all questions that I've asked before, and I know you've asked them too. So in today's episode of Your Best Life, we'll both get the answers from a renowned health coach, and we can learn together the best way to start our day. Stay tuned. Welcome to another episode of Your Best Life. I'm your host and healthy living correspondent, Beth Schomp. Breakfast is often called the most important meal of the day, but in today's rushed world, it can often be overlooked. So today, we're going to learn why it's not only worth the time and effort to eat breakfast, we're going to learn lots of great healthy options as well. And to help us navigate through the breakfast menu, we have our holistic health coach, Lizbane of Lizbane Life and Balance. Welcome back, Liz.
Thank you.
So Liz, tell me, what did you eat for breakfast today?
Okay, thank you. And thank you again for having me here today, Beth. Sure. It's always fun to talk about all things health and wellness. So today I had one of my 3 breakfasts that I have on rotation, and I had a protein-based smoothie. I have a great protein powder. It's plant-based, and I add wild organic blueberries. I add frozen cauliflower and a half an avocado. Mix it up with some filtered water, and I have a delicious smoothie, and sometimes I add even a few nuts to make it a little crunchy.
That sounds delicious. How long will that last you? Does that hold you to lunch?
Well, that is a great question, because that's the key component to choosing to have protein in your breakfast in the morning, because that smoothie can easily last me. If I drink it at 8, it can easily last till noon or even 1 sometimes.
Okay, all right. Next question. How important is it that what we eat for breakfast, in other words, our breakfast, is it really more important what we eat at breakfast than what we eat at lunch and dinner?
Yes, yes, and yes. So this is what I really try to share with people who are struggling with weight issues or struggling with cravings. If we start the day with a great, healthy, protein-based breakfast, it helps our day continue to be successful. How we start our day is how our day plays out. So if we start from a really great foundation of solid protein, some good fats, some fiber, some water, we're less inclined to reach for that sugary item in the office kitchen at 11 a.m.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Liz, you've mentioned protein in the morning. Can you give us some examples of how we can incorporate protein in our breakfast, and why is that so important?
Okay, protein, like our mothers used to say to us, Beth, sticks to our ribs. Mm-hmm. So it's going to keep us full. But a little bit more detail is that protein is one of 3 very important macronutrients. A macronutrient is either protein, fats, or a carbohydrate, right? But of those 3 macronutrients that our body requires for energy and sustenance, protein in the morning keeps us full, and it really helps to curb cravings later in the day. And that's what so many people struggle with. They get to the office, and by 11 o'clock or 3 in the afternoon, their energy goes down. They walk into the kitchen, they grab a donut, they grab a bagel, because their energy is down. But when we eat good, clean, organic protein in the morning, it sustains us and it keeps us full. So we're not reaching for the first item, and we're definitely not craving sugar. So one of the things I do first thing in the morning, Beth, is I have a cup of coffee, which I believe is good for me, 1 or 2 cups in moderation. And I use plant-based milks for my creamer. Okay? You do the same thing?
I do the same.
It's delicious, right? And I use either this ELMHURST cashew. They also make it in walnut and other flavors. And I also use MALK, which is an excellent brand. This one is oat, and it also comes in almond. So these are great sources of protein and plant-based items if you're trying to stay away from dairy.
And I just want to acknowledge, this is actual milk, not a creamer where you have corn syrup and lots of sugar. A lot of people don't realize there is a difference between your milks and your creamers, right?
Absolutely. We'll talk about this more later in another episode, Beth, but both of these milks, plant-based milks, have two ingredients. It's usually the nut or the oat and filtered water and maybe a little sea salt. So they're very clean and you're not getting any added sugars.
Great. Liz, give us some options for breakfast that our audience can take advantage of in starting their day off right.
Great. I love this question because I have lots of good options. The first and one of the most favorite by most people are eggs. There's so much controversy about eggs in the world today. But if you're going to choose eggs, which one egg has 7 grams of protein, so you have a couple of eggs, you're already at 14 grams. You're off to a great start. But which eggs you buy, Beth, are of so much importance. So not only do I want you to buy organic, I want you to buy organic pasture-raised eggs. They have all the good omega-3s, good protein, and none of the added hormones that you might find in conventional eggs. Another good source of protein is an almond butter on a piece of Ezekiel toast or mixed into some yogurt. Almond butter is high in protein because it's based on just almonds and maybe some sea salt. And almonds have good fats and protein in them, so that's another good source. Another great option is wild salmon, wild smoked salmon. If you like this, it's great on a piece of toast with some avocado. One avocado is an entire day source of fiber and fat.
That's great to know.
I love
very good to know.
Avocados in the morning.
Okay. Tell me about this little fun little guy.
You're running out of the house, you're not really hungry, and you need something. First of all, we should all hydrate in the morning. That should be the first thing we all do because after 8, 10, 12 hours, we're dehydrated, okay? Flow water is very impressive because it's clean water, it has no chemicals or anything in it. But this brand of Flow has 10 grams of collagen protein in it. And it tastes delicious because it's slightly flavored. And collagen protein is a form of protein, but it's really great for your skin, Beth, and for your joints.
Right. These are all great tips. We really don't have an excuse now, do we, to have a really good, healthy breakfast. Great tips.
Thank you.
Liz, you made reference to those of us who are rushed in the morning, running out, use the excuse of, I just don't have time. I want to go back and revisit that subject because that, I know, applies to so many of our audience members watching. So you mentioned about Flow and the collagen water and the benefit there, but can you give us some other examples of really quick, easy, on-the-go kind of things?
Great. I have 2 options for you, Beth. One is the idea of prepping the night before while you're eating dinner. So if you have no time in the morning and you know it, while you're making dinner or while you're making a cup of tea at the end of day, take 5-10 minutes and prep for the next day. Now, what I like to do is on Sunday, I make a big batch of hard-boiled eggs. Okay?
That's a great idea.
Stick them in the fridge, and the night before, I'll open up 1 or 2 or maybe even 3, cut them up, put them in a little Tupperware. Maybe I add a little bit of spinach, some avocado, a little olive oil, put that away. In the morning, I throw it in my purse so I can eat it wherever I'm going. That's one of my favorites, okay? The other one, Beth, is this snack bar called LARA Bar. Now, there are not too many snack bars I like because most of them are filled with sugar and too many chemicals. This one has 2 ingredients, cashews and dates, which I love the flavor of both. And it's a great on-the-go snack because this will fill me up for a couple of hours. And you can throw it in your purse or your on-the-go bag. And though I wouldn't eat it every day, it's a great on-the-go snack. In addition to my nuts. I love my nuts. I keep a nice Tupperware. These are all very clean nuts, meaning they have not been cooked or processed in any kind of bad oils. And I take a little Tupperware or a little baggie, and I also throw that in my bag or when I'm traveling, because this is an excellent source of good, clean protein and fiber.
Well, and if you have children with you too, on the go, nuts are always, good for children, teenagers, that sort of thing. And even the LARA Bar, you could put that in your purse and have it there for days. It's not going to go bad in case you forget what you packed the night before and you left in the refrigerator. That's something that I would be guilty of doing. So that's the value of having the bar in the purse.
Absolutely.
Liz, you mentioned when we first started chatting that you have 3 go-tos in the morning, and we heard about the smoothie. Tell me what the other 2 are.
Okay. The other one, number 2, is my favorite COCOYO Yogurt. This is a plant-based coconut yogurt, and it's delicious. All right, it's not high in protein, it has a little protein, but it's very low in sugar, which I'm sure many of you know, most yogurts are very high in sugar. So this tastes delicious. Now, what do I add to it? I do 2 things. 1, organic berries, strawberries. I can't stress enough the importance of organic strawberries. But I also might do blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. Love berries with my yogurt. And I put in some of my clean nuts, or maybe I make a homemade clean granola, which we can share with the audience later, that I'll mix in with it as well. So that is a delicious breakfast. Then I make one of my tried and true, which I've been doing for years, and I call it salad for breakfast. And crazy as that may sound, what I do is I just grab whatever greens I have in the fridge, spinach, kale, whatever it is, throw it in a bowl, a few little grape tomatoes, and half an avocado. And I'll drizzle some olive oil on it, and I love that. I know it's savory and not what most people are comfortable eating, but it actually, all that fiber really fills me up. Now, if I'm not that hungry, I'll just eat some greens and some avocado. If I'm really hungry, I might add in some of my smoked salmon. So, salad for breakfast, yogurt with berries and granola, and a plant-based protein smoothie.
It all sounds so delicious, and what we'll do is at the bottom of part of this video, we will actually post the recipes for all of those items, those delicious things that you mentioned. And it really doesn't sound crazy to me at all, but yet in reality, I'm one of those persons that I'm not hungry in the morning. I feel like my stomach doesn't wake up until like almost lunchtime. So what would you recommend for someone like me? Because I know I shouldn't skip.
Well, I'm a big fan of listening to your body, Beth. And if you're not hungry and 3 hours later you're not crashing, headache, hangry, then I say listen to your body. And when you get hungry at 11 o'clock and you're still out and about, have that banana in your bag, have an apple in your bag, or the LARA Bar, or whatever you have on the go. But it's important to listen to your body. And if you're not hungry when you first wake up, but an hour later you're starving and you're out and about, and that's when you pull into a drive-thru and you grab a bagel and cream cheese, then you might want to rethink what you're having first thing in the morning.
Okay, all right. Well, there you have it. So for even those of us who aren't big breakfast eaters, it's still okay. There's still lots of options, and I don't have to worry. That's great. She's wonderful, isn't she?
Thank you.
Liz, I want to thank you again. You've offered so much great information today. And if our audience wants to reach out to you, what's the best way that they can do that?
Great. Well, thank you again, Beth. I always love talking with you. You can reach me on Instagram, Lizbane, Life and Balance, DM me directly, or you can go to my website at lblifeandbalance.com. You can send me a private message, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you.
You're welcome to reach out to me as well. Any questions, you can email me at yourbestlife9@gmail.com. Now, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to seeing you again on our next episode. Until then, be happy and be healthy.